people of the future, it has been a very long time. I haven't been live in a while. I'm tired like I've been live in a while, but I haven't. So much going on in the shop, so much to unpack post-Transworld. Today's going to be kind of a weird day because I don't know that I'll be like working on something right now, but I'll be talking to you guys. And Rue is in the shop. Why don't you go to phone cam?
You're on phone cam.
Go to
Tripod cam?
Tripod cam.
Tripod cam.
Who's that? There's Rue. It's not frozen. They're like, it's frozen. And then Stacy, you're seen best on room cam right now. Say hi, and then go back to phone cam. All right. So now I'm going to say hi to everybody. Hello, John C. Gray Hawkins.
Hi, Gray.
Christine Salvati, Edson Glutz, Tubwork Studio, Anaxanamoon, Larry Hughes, Rylan Burdett, Slasher. Slasher. Is Slasher a normal watcher?
Is it masked Slasher?
And it just says Slasher. Let's give Slasher a Beast Band fist bump.
Boom!
Just in case Slasher is new. I think you've been on before, but it's been a while. It's been a while for everybody. Scuba Steve!
Scuba Steve.
Corby Boozer. Body Geeks. Brandon Marshall. Don Prather. Al Matra Art.
Bum bum bum.
Fundian. Rue, John C. says hello.
Hello.
Hellwig Hollow Haunted Attraction. And then the King is back.
Too.
You may want to switch it over to live chat.
Oh, have I forgotten anyone?
No, you have not.
Poison Sumac. Hello, Poison Sumac. Yeah, I guess I didn't. Did I say hello to Don Prather?
Yes.
Great.
Yes, I believe you did.
Awesome. Well, you guys are all great. Thanks for hanging out with us. There's probably upwards of 7 people watching.
25 right now.
Yes. All right.
You want to bring me your mouse?
Yes.
Bring me.
Big Dan Tattooer says hello, Alan.
Hello.
Big Dan.
Slasher says my first live, but I've seen many in the archives. All right, so
Okay.
new to you. Hi.
So, yeah, so
Sweet.
I didn't recognize the name, and normally I recognize names at least a little bit.
I found your mouse. Hey, Courtney.
This is what you're going to watch all night. I'm just going to be drinking out of a QT cup.
Courtney, it was great to see you at Transworld.
We have...
Mario would love it.
So...
Melissa Lair says, hey guys, also good to see you, Melissa, at Transworld.
Yes. We saw so many awesome people at Transworld.
At the World of Friends.
Says, hey, Alan. Carolina Kiwi Creation says, well, hello. Got here early this time.
I think it was Saturday. I saw Melissa walking one direction, and I was kind of walking the other direction from a class. And I yelled her name like 5 times just to say hey.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't have time to stop and talk, but I wanted to say hey. And she didn't hear me. So, and then I'm walking by, and these people who I don't know, they go, that lady just ignored Alan Hubbs. So, that was funny.
That's funny. Brandon Marshall says, need to make my costume.
That happens. Brandon, you were the person that my Dark Hour employees asked you about a little figure that you had. That was you, right? They were at a show and they saw it,
Mm-hmm.
and they sent me a picture. I said, "Ooh, go ask how much it is."
Yeah.
And I think it was Brandon was selling it.
Yeah.
It was at his booth at the Oddities and Curiosities
okay.
show, and I was hoping it was some noob who didn't know how much it was worth.
Ah, but he did know.
Yeah. He had a fair price, but I am cheap.
That's true.
So I was not willing to pay a fair price.
The King says, I heard Transworld was fire, mind-blowing.
It normally is, yes. This one was especially weird. I don't know exactly what the mix was to make Transworld so crazy, this show, but it was pretty crazy.
John C. says, has everyone slept yet?
So,
Ish.
funny thing about that There is no rest for the wicked, truly.
And we are, in fact.
I had some standing orders before Transworld, and of course we come back and now those are on fire and those are going out the door. You're going to see us make some giant racing meatball costumes for, I don't know if I can say who they're for. I don't know if I should even have said as much as I did, but it's for a sporting event place. Yeah, I probably shouldn't say anything. Never mind. We're going to make some
more stuff.
Some weird stuff. You'll be shocked.
Courtney Boozers,
You probably
great
still
to see
see the
you.
giant meatballs.
Stiltbeast knocked out of the park. Melissa Laird says so much fun. Thank you guys for hosting the Creepers event.
Yeah, you know what? That was fun. That was on Friday evening, and I think it was perfect on Friday evening because Thursday I was just tired from setup, you know. I think I got, in the 3 days before the show, I got like 9.5 hours sleep. Over the 3 days before the show. And then, what's that?
You said less.
Yeah. And then I drove. And then I drove to. Did I have to stop and sleep on the way there? I don't think I did on the way there.
No.
Yeah, I was okay on the way there. So yeah, we drove straight through. We got there, got unloaded, loaded in on Wednesday. Yes, built the booth on Wednesday, but because we got in late Tuesday, we started very late, and that scared a lot of people who normally we're there on every Wednesday and we're starting setup at like 8 o'clock, and because we started at noon, and that freaked a lot of people out.
Carolina Kiwi Creation says, "What shenanigans did the wife let you get away with this time, Alan?"
Well, there are no shenanigans. Like, I'm not a big shenanigans person. Like, my work is shenanigans, therefore that's about all the shenanigans that I need.
Melissa Lair says, "I was overwhelmed by Transworld chaos." Sorry, Alan.
It happens.
Brandon Marshall says yes, and we're cranking him up. Hellwig Hollow Haunted Attractions says, "I wish I could have made it to the Creepers meeting earlier."
Yes, he slid in.
Snuck in there at the end. Shadow Jam 81 says, "What are you making today, Alan?"
I don't know. I think I'm going to hair a Bigfoot mask. I'm going to do the hair work on that Bigfoot mask. That's for a Transworld order. But you know what? What do I have here from? I'm not going to hair the Bigfoot mask. Here's why.
I could paint a seat.
In not this weekend coming up, but the weekend after that, the Mythical Monster Museum opens. So we have a lot of exhibits and things for the Monster Museum that just need work. So I'll probably work on those tonight because that is more timely than the Transworld stuff. And some of these things that are here represent big holes in the wall now that need to actually be fixed.
Hellwig Hollow Haunted Attractions says Transworld was awesome this year. Alex Castle says, "Hey guys."
Hey,
Hello, Alex.
Steen Reaper says hello.
Steam Reaper.
I believe you can get me through the night. Russ Richards says, "Hey fellow Creepers family, missed y'all. Welcome back, Alan and crew."
Hello, Ross.
Christine Salvati says, "Great seeing you all at Transworld. I feel like my recovery time after Transworld takes longer and longer each year." Girl, sames. Also lovely to see you, and your dress was so beautiful.
I think you are correct. I think it does take a little more recovery. But this was an especially crazy Transworld, and I told myself before the show that I was going to go to events, and I was going to, because I have pulled the old man card before and not gone to the costume ball and not done anything after hours. So
Shannon says, "You stopped and slept twice. Once on the way home, but twice on the way there."
well,
I forgot.
stopping is just pulling over, and then like I'll close my eyes for 30 minutes, and then I'm good, and I can go a couple more hours.
Big Dan Tattooer says, "Is it for the Montana Meatballs semi-pro football team?" Sorry, I made that up. So no.
No, it isn't.
Courtney Boozer says, "I wanted to say hello. Need to head to bed. Early rise tomorrow. You guys and gals rock."
Courtney,
Good
you're
night,
awesome.
Courtney.
Give her a fist bump.
Pew.
Hooray.
Mike Trzynowski says, "Good to see everyone. Good to see you, Mike, and it was great to see you at Transworld."
It was great to see you at Transworld. I got to meet Mike in person. He came to the Creepers Gathering.
John C says, how long does it take to pull up, unload, and set up before you say, okay, done? We got out of there, what, like after 4?
Well,
5?
it was no, because places were closing. Like
Yeah.
we were
8?
that. It was before 7 o'clock, but it was right before 7 o'clock.
So it took us like 7 hours.
Yeah, about 7 hours to get everything set up.
And we still had a little bit of stuff to do the next day, but not much.
Yeah, but that was all planned stuff.
Alex Castle says, miss you guys. Miss you too, buddy.
Who said they
1980s.
missed us?
Alexander Castle.
Yes.
1980 says, not gonna hair it. Maybe you should mull it over. Meh. 1980, it was good to meet you in the meat space as well.
Yes.
Ike Camacho says, hello all. Mass Slasher
Fewer
says, hello
people
everyone.
threw things in 1980 than I thought they would.
Well, I don't know that he announced himself as 1980 either. We didn't. The first year we did the everybody stand up and introduce themselves thing. We did not put everyone through that this year. But I did bring name tags where I was like, listen, put your real name and your internet name because I don't know who everyone is.
And I see that Masked Slasher is on.
Yes,
Hello.
so now we have Slasher and Mass Slasher. Trisha Hogarty says I'm back. Had to do something. You didn't know I was gone, but I'm back.
And we have Rob from
Resurrect Costumes. What's up, Rob?
Rob, how was your Transworld show? I think I talked to you at the 3/4 mark, and it was going well.
Josh Newman says hi. No relation.
Right.
The King says, this is for Alan. How did Stiltbeast Studios first start, and how did you pick or choose your team? Join forces.
So, how did Stiltbeast Studios first start? I thought of that name in Orlando, and I split off of the company that I was working with, called Stilt Stalkers. They continued, but they didn't. They only continued. They pretty much stopped after I left. But in theory, they should have continued, but they did not. And then I worked with another company called Creature Crates, but I had like my name was Stiltbeast Studios at Gmail, like that was my email and stuff. So I had all that. I did not yet have the LLC. That started after I left Creature Crates, and they continued for one show, and then they died. And then, wow, like when I leave a company, they shut down. Like I'm just realizing this. That's bad. But anyway.
And then how did you pick or choose your team?
These are the ones that keep showing up. You see, that's really how it is. They keep showing up. I don't. Rue, how did you start here? Did I ask you if you wanted to come out and help, or did you offer?
You asked me to come out and help.
Okay. And I think Rob was working here at the time. Was he here before you?
Yes, Rob was here before me.
Was Rob here before you?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Well, you've outlasted him. Good job.
That's true.
Stacy and I are still not
Stacy
totally
said
positive
that
on
she-
which one of us are here
Before Rue.
first.
You know, it may have been him, because if he'd come out and worked prior to, like, Christmassy season in 2017,
Timer's done.
Wow, pour out gloves.
Yeah.
then, because if he worked here before he started working at Dark Hour, then he was here first.
And I did.
Like, I will never miss going to Transworld. And there was a point in my life when I could not afford to go to Transworld unless somehow I was being paid to be there. And that means
Alexa,
that
stop.
I have a company and people are
Stop.
buying from me while I'm there. So I'll always have a company that I'm displaying at Transworld with. I could probably afford now to just go and not do that,
Yeah.
but that would be weird now.
Well, and we do a big chunk of our business for the year there.
Yes. Yes, yes.
Michael Astor says, I saw more pictures of your cutout than I did of you, Alan.
That's because it was in one place and it did not teach 5 classes. I taught 5 classes and I had to be at 7 classes.
Also, Michael Astor, fabulous to meet you in person. I feel like we got to meet a lot of creepers this time.
I don't think,
No, you know what?
Michael
I lied.
Astor
It was
was not
Scott
there.
Colehart. My bad.
yeah, you got to finally meet Scott Colehart.
I did finally get to meet Scott Colehart.
I have met Scott Colehart.
Sorry, Michael. My bad.
I met Scott.
I keep people refer to you as MJ on here, and then there's another MJ, but not this MJ. That's
Right.
a different MJ.
Different MJ.
I did see that MJ at
Correct.
Transworld. Okay. Masato K says, love you guys. Hey, Masato. Pops on the Tube says hello.
I try to get people here who have different skill sets, mindsets, or energy than I do.
It's just about the only reason I'm here.
Well, yeah, like we think very differently, but that's a good thing. It means that I think fewer things are going to get missed.
Well, and I'm good at interpreting the stuff that you asked me to do, which helps.
Rue is like probably the closest to a duplicate of my skill set.
Alan 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, but that way he could hopefully take care of things that I cannot, or I just could do twice as much.
Reese's Lovely Thoughts says, woohoo, alive! Hi.
Yes, we're live, and we're very chill. We're just kind of sitting and chatting.
Sarah R says, hi, glad to see you're back. Living on the Bluff says, hello! Christine Salvati says, I took your advice, Alan, and made a point to strike up conversation with people at Transworld. I met an amazing amount of people this year, and by the end I was really socially exhausted, but it was great.
Yes, and you learn so much more, because that's where a lot of the real value is of Transworld and just how information is passed. It's those casual conversations.
Brenda Bodwin. Oh, go ahead.
And that was something, too, that I said I was going to do a lot more of this year. I was able to do that. But yes, socially exhausting. There's a kind of tired you get when you work a trade show and you're running your personality up against people all day. That's a different flavor of tired than even like working in the shop all day.
Having to be on, like a
All
certain
day.
part of your personality just has to be turned on, and you have to be paying attention to like all the things that are coming out of your mouth.
You know what? For me, it's not so much that I don't feel on. It's that I'm accessing social things that I don't normally have to access. When I'm dealing with things, they don't care how I treat them.
Yeah.
But people will cry if you treat them incorrectly. So just making sure that all those social levers are flipped, you know, with every single person, that is exhausting. I know that sounds so weird, you know, but that's what makes me tired socially.
Brenda Bodden says, thanks for the videos, sharing a bit of Transworld. I really enjoyed them. Sean Rayl says, evening creepers. Glad to see you live instead of binge watching older stuff.
So there is, we didn't get to film as much of Transworld. My wife is doing a great job of editing the trip videos and things.
Serving up fresh
But
monster bites.
I don't know how much she has of when the booth was running, because she was buried for 9/10 of the show. Just buried in people.
She got a little bit.
So hopefully she got some.
Resurrect Costume says, Transworld was very good for me. My left leg is still numb. Where'd you get your floor foam?
Aha! Amazon is where I got it. I got it from Amazon.
I wish you would have hollered at us during the show. We had a whole
Yeah,
extra
we
box.
had extra in the back, so if you needed it, just let us know.
Brenda Bottom says,
Probably
next
have
year...
enough to do with his whole.
Yeah, I was going to say, next year if I'm not dead, I'm going to be there. If I am dead, make a gnarly dead me mask and I'll be there in spirit. Good enough.
Hooray!
Almatra Art says, showing up is half the battle. True facts.
Yes, showing up to everything. Yes.
Doo-doo.
Oh, that was probably in response to these
How
guys
we-
kept showing up.
Yeah. Melissa Lair says, also, I love the new Monster Bites from Shannon. Yes. Ellis
Yes.
Fire says hello. Crip says good evening. Looks like you had a great time at Transworld.
I keep telling Shannon that the Monster Bites, like her editing style, is so different from how I edit or do things, but it feels like an NPR piece.
Yeah.
Is what it feels like
It's
to me.
great.
It feels like something on NPR.
Yeah, sorry about the confusion, Michael. Christian Ty Edwards says, howdy creepers, how were the classes and sales? Also loved the in-between videos.
My classes, I think, went very well. I was very happy with my classes, and hopefully some of you guys there watching now took a few, or one, or heard about them. I don't know, but I think they went very well. I was very happy because I was teaching stuff that I wanted to teach and stuff that let me do some really weird, fun research.
Carolina Kiwi Creation says, technical question for Alan. Been messing more with silicone lately. Did a Leatherface 2022 mask. Wanting to incorporate my taxidermy skills with props. Let me see if there's a further. I had the idea to sculpt some stuff, but I'm not sure if urethane rubber and foam is going to cut it to make it rigid yet soft, not floppy.
Okay, so you made a silicone mold, or you want a final silicone piece. What are you trying to keep from being floppy?
Jordan Easel says, hi Faux Papa and Beast fan. Big Dan Tattooer says, really enjoyed the Monster Bites video.
That's all my wife. That's 100% her, and I am killing it. She's killing it, I mean, not me.
Nice Navy says, it was fun meeting everyone there, even if I had to commit a felony to get home.
Yeah.
Vro says, woohoo, back from Transworld. Good to see y'all and hear all the stories. John C says, when you put down the foam floor, it did seem weird actually using it for a floor for the first time ever.
I do that for trade shows, and I actually buy the thicker stuff for the floor
The beefy boys.
that I don't use for anything else, so that I don't. Oh, I need foam. I'm out. I'll just use some of the foam floor and replace it later.
Mm-hmm.
I have a different foam for the floor just to make sure I don't use it for anything.
Ask us why we have that thing now.
Yeah.
Shannon says, last Transworld video dropping tomorrow. Awesome.
Hooray!
Rose says his flooring will become the next costume material.
I do that actually. The old flooring
Mm-hmm.
from the old booth.
Yeah, we definitely repurposed.
I did use for other things.
Creative Doof says, hey guys, did you have fun?
Yes, we did have fun.
We had a large time.
I had a very good time at Transworld.
Melissa Lair says, classes were excellent. Loved the 61 scares in 60 minutes class.
Yes, that's the one I did with Ben Armstrong and John LaFlamboy.
Jordan Easel says, I guess one of the ladies wore the Mothman. Who was it?
I won't tell you. They're actors.
Yeah.
It bothers me how quickly someone will say, you know who that is? That's that. Because you're disrespecting their craft when you tell people who is playing that role. So I'm not a huge fan of that. It happens to my outside performers all the time, and then you get people who don't know them calling them by their real name. It's disrespectful to the craft. Let them be that monster, and then if you meet them outside, then maybe they'll tell you. But I'm not going to do it.
Well, they did an awesome job. Body Geek says, I watched Foamhead videos 1 through 3, getting ready for the Ziggy Head puppet build. Any recommendations on whether to use Loctite or something else?
I would use fence foam. It's grabbier and gets harder, but it's also not that. It's denser, so it's stronger than Loctite.
Christian Ty Edwards says, were you assigned the classes or did you decide what to teach?
This year I decided what I was going to teach. They instead of saying, hey, we need this class, and this class, they instead of that, they said, what do you want to teach? And I pitched 5 classes, and I taught 5 classes.
Wolves Den Creation says, welcome back.
Thank you.
Mr. Jimmy FXC says, hey Alan.
Hello, Mr. Jimmy.
Hey Mr. Jimmy, good to see you at Transworld.
Where our booth is, Mr. Jimmy has to walk by our booth in the morning and then by our booth in the afternoon. Because of, like, we're right by the vendor entrance, exhibitor entrance, and exit. So pretty much we kind of have to stay there until everybody else is gone. Because that's when vendors might want to buy. So we have to kind of stay open late. But we get to say good morning to everybody in the morning, and that's good. So we got to see Mr. Jimmy twice a day.
Jordan says, I'm sorry, please forgive my ignorance. Resurrect Costume says, character integrity.
I saw Mr. Jimmy at least 5 times.
Carolina Kiwi Creation says, I want to make fish, so I'd likely make the skin in either silicone or urethane rubber and back it with foam, but I'm not sure if the rigid foam or the flex foam would be best. I want it to be realistic.
If you want realistic, then I would go with flex foam. If you use like a Flex Foam 5 or I'd use Flex Foam 5. It's more stable than Flex Foam 3. You're still going to over the size of a fish. I don't know how big of a fish you're doing, but unless it's a really big fish, that's going to give you the right amount of flop with a silicone skin.
Greyhouse Haunt says, I love the characters at your booth. They all did a great job.
My booth monster staff was amazing this year. They were excellent.
Creative Doof says, do you know of any glue that works for hard plastic? Asking due to a laptop issue, a side by the screen won't stay down.
I would use super glue and what's the baking
soda.
Super glue and baking soda. Look like YouTube that super glue baking soda. That is like it's going to remake the hard plastic that's missing out of that crack. It is the best way to fix like real hard plastics.
Yay, cyanoacrylic.
It's probably a polycarbonate version is what your laptop case is made of.
Big Dan Tattooer says, I've seen a lot of Transworld videos, and the dancing leprechaun was in every one of the videos.
Yes, our leprechaun was very popular, and I decided we were going to make a leprechaun 2 days before we left.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, we were going to do the gnome, and I said, you know what? The first day of the show is going to be St. Patrick's Day. Should we do a leprechaun version? And I wanted them to say, no, Alan, it's not worth it. You should sleep. But they didn't. They said,
That's
yes,
not what you pay us for.
you should make the leprechaun. So I made the leprechaun.
Mitch Galloway says, hey guys, what's up?
Hello.
Ross Richard said, heard it's going to be in February next year.
It is. Very first week in February is when it's going to be next year, which...
First day of Transworld is Groundhog's Day.
What's Groundhog Day? Okay. I'm not going to make a Groundhog Day.
February 2nd.
Yeah, I'm not making a Groundhog Day.
Mr. Jimmy says, I ran into Rue the minute they pulled in.
Yeah.
Mimi says,
We're
hello
even
and
to
good
the hotel
evening.
yet.
Transworld looked like it was amazing. Lots of neat stuff.
Transworld is always amazing. It is Disney for my haunt actor heart is what it is.
Buster Max says hello.
Hello, Buster, man.
Halloween Life says, good seeing you all at Transworld. We got both of your bloods and are looking forward to trying it out. See you at MHC.
Hey, thank you,
Yes.
thank you.
And they are delicious. Make sure you like put them on cupcakes.
Jordan
Don't
uses...
eat the blood.
If
Don't
you
eat the blood.
use it for anything, make sure to post pictures of it. I
Yeah,
need
post pictures of what you're doing with Rue blood.
Jordan uses says, do you know about a company called Creative Engineering? If so, who's your favorite Showbiz Pizza character? This is the proto Chuck E. Cheese.
If I had a cameraman, they'd be zooming in, I'd be blinking right now. It's like, what? Okay, I know what Showbiz Pizza is. I don't know, like,
Any of the cast?
I know, like, that's not, like, a love of mine. It's okay, they're okay. The Freddy Bear is my favorite from Five Nights at Freddy's. Because that's basically a Showbiz Pizza monster.
Melissa Lair says, let Rue know his blood ended up on some of my clothes from the plane ride. I plan on wearing it as is in October.
Yeah,
Oops.
those containers may not take pressure well. I don't know
Yeah, unclear.
if you leak or if you exploded.
Hopefully just a leak.
Yeah, hopefully you just leaked a little bit on the airplane.
Creative Doof says, the gnome went leprechaun? Neat. Leprechauns are creepy too.
Yeah, well, because I made one, I had to make both.
Yeah, yeah.
So we made a leprechaun and we made a gnome.
Awoke Nightmare says, your booth is always a standout for the show. The arm candy I got was one of my favorite buys of the show. You should definitely make more.
Hey.
Why didn't you say,
Do
hey,
that.
I am Awoke Nightmare when you were, I probably wasn't there. But did you introduce yourself to us as a watcher? Because that would have been awesome.
Yeah. Plastic Ninja says, hey everyone, how was Transworld?
That's pretty much all we're talking about, Plastic. It was great. But we haven't seen Plastic Ninja in a while.
That's right.
Therefore,
Boom!
hit him with the Beastman fist bump.
I done did. Creative Duke says, thanks for the hard plastic tip too. Brenda Bodwin says, like the military, never volunteer, you'll be doing the work.
That's right.
Rose says, which item did well that you weren't expecting?
I expected the Wood Witch to do well.
Yeah.
Like, I knew she was going to do well. She did better than I thought she was going to do.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
There was danger of the Wood Witch being the best-selling character.
It was very close.
It was closer
wasn't
than I would
actually
like it to be.
The gnome blew it out of the water, but
But the gnome blew everything out.
that's true, and then some. What else did really good? We sold all of the Vinelings.
Yeah, but I knew those would do good. 'Cause
Yeah.
I've like never seen anything like those.
Yeah.
They actually did not do as well as I expected. I thought we'd take more orders, but we kind of had them hidden in the back,
Yeah.
and we did a moss wall display to put our moss-colored things in front of. I'm not so smart.
We're learning.
Yeah.
1980s to Showbiz and Chuck E. Cheese were split off by the original founders. Jordan Easel says, when you first made the Grouch, was he made from other masks?
No. Well, no.
I think you sculpted the Grouch.
When I
straight
made the
up.
Grouch, I sculpted it as the Grouch. But I have made plenty of Grinches before, Grinch monsters before. I made one out of my clown mask, and I made one out of one of my orcs. Those two live, those were build-up pieces, and they live at dark hour.
Tina Kusiak says, hi everyone. Halloween Life says, we'll post on Instagram and tag you for sure.
Hooray, that'd be great.
Plastic Ninja says, have you seen the 10-foot werewolf Home Depot is doing?
Well, hold on. Halloween Life, I think I watched one of your walkthrough videos today. Did you have one out today or yesterday? My days are running together, but
Time has no meaning.
I think I watched one of your videos recently. And if I did not subscribe, then I will subscribe. Have I seen the 10-foot werewolf that Home Depot is doing? Yes, I have.
Is it good?
I'm very excited. I don't care if it's good. It's 10 feet tall. That's what's important. It's a giant werewolf, and I am here for it.
Yes, Halloween Life does have a Transworld 2021. Oh, that's 2021.
What I will probably do is I will probably get the 10-foot werewolf and then hair it and paint it,
Sure.
and it'll go to the Monster Museum as a bisclaveret.
I just subscribed to Halloween Life. Plastic Ninja says, Bro says, how did the plant puppets do?
They did very well. All of the hand puppets did pretty well. The worst selling hand puppet, I think, was the snail.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought the snail would sell well, and we sold, I think, as many as we brought. And then, no, we had 2 orders for snails.
But we had 3 left over, I think, at the end of the show that we could just ship.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think we had the most snails left over.
we had the most leftover snails.
Mm-hmm.
But we had also like 3 or 4 orders for snails.
Yeah. Jordan Easel says, what do you know about a horror villain named William Afton?
Nothing.
Christine Salvati says, my boyfriend Tristan took your drugs class, Alan, and really liked it. I was getting my hair done for the ball, and he's telling me all about brain drugs.
Hooray! That's great. Jordan, I don't like horror, and I don't like people killing people. I like monsters. My horror movies, I only like if there's a supernatural element of some kind. Normally I like monsters.
Halloween Life says, we have 2022 as well. Thank you very much, guys. Your booth is on the day 1 video. Sweet. Well, check it out.
Hooray!
Plastic Ninja says, I thought you might like that.
Yes.
Plastic Ninja says, Cobwebs and I were talking about herring one. I'm planning on turning him into an albino werepire.
Half werewolf, half vampire.
Oh.
Yes.
Creative Juice says, I like the big Bluto looking thing in a Transworld 22 video. That animatronic looked awesome.
I didn't get to see the show. Like,
Yeah.
I was in my booth where I was teaching a class, so I really didn't get to see much of the show.
Ron Shep says, hey y'all, long time no see. How was the Transworld?
It was great. That's kind of what we're talking about. Yeah, it was very good. When you say an albino werepire, is he going to have white hair on him?
Jordan Easel says, he's the human form of FNAF's Springtrap.
Okay.
Mass Slasher says, I'm assuming I caught the end of the stream. I was like, Alan isn't working and I very rarely see that.
No, like this. Tonight's just a different vibe. We're just kind of talking Transworld and what happened and what we did. And so I might start working. It's like it's 9:15. I don't want to stop by 10.
Show off our sexy
What you
sewing.
don't know is I was working all the way up until we started the live, and I think I have the energy and focus to do one or the other, and here I am with you. Just because we haven't done a live in a while, and
We missed you guys.
it's weird that I'm not working, and maybe 8 people are sticking around to watch us talk about Transworld. We have a lot of Transworld orders and a lot of fun Transworld orders. You're gonna watch us make a lot of gnomes. Like, that's just what's gonna happen. We'll probably batch the gnomes, so we're doing 3 or 4 at a time. We have some fun ones to do. One is going to be like a woodland troll / goblin gnome. We're doing a Christmas elf version, so there's a lot of fun difference in them, but there's a lot of gnomes. We got to make a lot of gnomes.
Plastic Ninja says, yeah, I want to do him in white and make him look all veiny.
So white and veiny.
Jordan Easel says FNAF stands for Five Nights at Freddy's. Aha.
We know. Oh, I knew. Yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's.
Brenda Bodwin, probably not.
Oh, bringing in the timely Will Smith slapping joke. Yeah, no. You know what? That happened, and I'm so sick of the Will Smith memes already.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Like, can I just see Batman slapping Robin again? I miss that.
Ron Chef
Polly.
says 9:15. You could sculpt a whole mask by 10.
Yeah, poly him, and then we'll hair him.
Hello.
You want to bring that over here real quick, and we'll show people what you're working on?
Melissa, thank you. Melissa Lair says, Alan, what was your favorite part of Transworld?
Probably the Creepers meetup. Just talking to people and meeting folks and stuff. That's always one of my favorites.
Ross Richard says, what will next year's theme be, or is it too early to know?
I'm not going to let you guys know yet.
Secrets.
It's already chosen.
We've already got
Unless
stuff in
I
motion.
switch it like 2 months out or a month out like I did this year.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. But right
Okay,
now...
no, you know what? You know why? You know why that's not a thing we're doing? Because it's in February. And to get us to February, we have to start our production stuff like right after haunt season. Like there's no way that we can afford to change it 2 months out because we're losing a whole month of production time. And we're still going to be recovering from the holidays by the time we get, like, we have the holidays in the middle of that.
Is that straight or does it still have a curve to it?
No, it's straight.
Does it need a curve?
No, it doesn't. It wasn't supposed to have a curve. So this is a, you know what? Do some foam around here too to keep this from spinning. But this is a Norwegian troll for the Monster Museum. This guy is 10 years old, easy. He's probably closer to 15 years old. And we brought him in because he looked really tired. I think we'll go ahead and coat him in good stuff. Give him a little cleanup first. Foam this bit. And then once the coating dries, we'll cut these eyes out and put in good eyes.
Putting glass eyes.
And then we'll put in glass eyes, and then we will give him the hair that we're supposed to.
Resurrect Costumes asked, did the gnome ever get a name?
Yes, I forgot, and I'm gonna send something to the winner. When the gnome goes to the website,
It will be named.
Stubbs.
Stubbs.
Stubbs was my favorite name that was submitted. Some of them were a little cheesy, but I think Stubbs the Angry Gnome, and that was by Mike Czerzinowski.
Yeah,
Did I say that right?
Czerzinowski, I think.
Mike.
Czerzinowski.
Mike.
Mass Slasher says, I got the mold back, just got to add a little plaster in a couple of areas, just waiting on the glue to fully cure.
Good.
Many hellos to Shannon. Makes your haunt says, did I miss what you named the gnome? Just said. Brandon Bosch says, hey, Batman, Robin, and a few others were in that audience. Nobody saved Chris. Shameful superheroes. Next case says, veiny nose. George Diesel says, that looks like a crazy Pinocchio.
You know,
Fred
what I'm
Martin says,
not
that
seeing
troll
enough
was awesome.
of is how well Chris Rock handled that. Like, as a performer, now, haunted house performers get assaulted all the time in the line of duty. Like, it just happens. You know, I'm working and I got smacked. You know, great, get back in there.
Yeah.
It's no big deal.
Yeah, are we pressing charges for this? No? Okay, go back to
Yeah,
work.
yeah. Do you want to press charges? Is anything broken? Great, get back in there. But he handled it. He did swear himself, one swear word or two, and then he was right back in show mode. And A, he took a slap like a champ, and B, he handled it really well from a show perspective. As a show director, I appreciate that quite a bit of how well he handled that situation.
Reese's Lovely Thought says, awesome name. Big Dan Tattooer says, could you explain the blood a little more? Uses, permanent, what can be used on, going to order some.
Well, the blood, it's mask and prop blood. It has some good flex to it, more so than some other things on the market. You know, you get it too thick, of course, it doesn't flex as well because that's how thickness works. It's outdoor safe. It's fine outdoors. It's fine indoors.
It's got a little bit of UV protection in it.
Yeah, it has some UV protection to it. It is not a UV protectant.
No.
And some color will leach out over time. You know, 2-3 years, go back, put it a little bit more on, and then you're good to go. But color leaches out of everything over time here in Texas because of the sun.
Jordan Easel says your troll could pass for a Tengu with some red skin and a white beard.
We actually already have a Tengu, and I prefer the bird-beaked Tengus, not the long-nosed Tengus. But that's just me.
Brenda Bottom says yes, he did. Chris showed absolute professionalism.
Correct.
Ellis Fire says I think the Will Slab deal is staged.
I don't think that's true at all because it's not. It's such a negative impact on his career. There's no way that's staged, and you could just tell by the setup and how it went and how it ran. It wasn't staged, but I know some people think that it was. I highly disagree.
Meg Scarahant says as a nurse I get hit all the time and I can't ever react. I'm over it. Plastic Ninja says I mean if you get whacked upside the head I think you get to swear on TV.
See, that's not a good trade.
Brenda Bottom says real slap on stage. 1980 says watch the old video of Chris Rock posting in 2016. I think he made jokes about Jada then too.
Yeah.
There's another bit of Will Smith on Arsenio Hall making fun of the
What's-
bald cameraman who also
Yeah, I want to go off of this pretty quick, but why did it look staged? Because the guy who did it was an actor. And when I was at Scarborough Fair, there was people that we would sword fight with, and all the ones who were stage combatants, they were the best ones to actually spar with because they would always go huh before they swung. They would telegraph their movements so that you could see what they are doing because that's how it reads from stage. He slapped him exactly the way that I would expect an actor to slap people. He even posed at the end of his slap, which made it look staged. It was just an actor who did it, is all. That's all.
All right,
And then now we're reading no more because I told you I was sick of it, and then we're going to talk about it for 20 minutes. We're not going to do that.
Rylan Burdett says the bird Tengu are called Karasu Tengu? Karasu Tengu?
Yes. Yes.
Jordan Easel says, could you try making flying drone puppets?
I could, but I won't. Great question. Let's move on. I have found that there are some things that you can only go so far down that road before you have to be a tech person. And then, if you really pursue that, you lose some of the artistic side of it. And tech people can only go so far down the artistic path. Or you can have a foot in one and foot in the other. I'm learning the laser cutter. I don't know how much further I can, there's settings and stuff that I'll never get into because I know enough to get by, and if I get bogged down in that technical information, that'll change how my brain works. So, and I want to stay on the artistic side of things.
Plastic Ninja says, good seeing everyone, gotta head to bed.
Good night, Plastic Ninja. May you dream of large Ghidras.
Anthony Slade says, congratulations to the Stiltbeast team for an excellent presentation of
Thanks.
your stuff.
I appreciate all of those incomplete words.
Patricia Hogarty says, I'm back again. You didn't know I was gone, but I'm back. Rylan Burdett says, it was good seeing another live, but I have to work in the morning, so good night all.
Remind me to just ask for Patricia every like 5 or 6
Yes.
minutes
Patricia's still here?
to see if she leaves. Yeah. Patricia, you still there?
Meg Scarahant says, I was watching the Transworld videos. Your stuff looks so different being based off of nature and fantasy. I think it looked really great and it stood out in the videos.
Well, that was kind of the hope. A lot of people did plant monster stuff this year. I was a little surprised by how many things I saw. I think that has kind of always been a little bit of a stable undercurrent, but most booths had one plant thing or 2 plant things, and we just had plant stuff. So
Big Monkey.
That's my professional analysis.
Big Monkey Fez says, I like seeing all those Transworld orders on the back wall.
Those are actually old orders. Most of those are done.
The Transworld
You
orders.
can't
the
show them
ones
the
you
front
just
of it,
walked
but
in.
show them the back of your stack there. Like, give them a little sheaf shuffle.
Yeah, this is this year's Transworld orders.
His
there's-
Transworld orders.
Yeah, these are mine. Rue has a pile. I have a pile. My pile is probably 3/4 of an inch thick of orders.
Reese's Lovely Thoughts says, can't wait to see what new creatures come next. Brenda Bottom says, I loved the Stilt Monsters in the video from Transworld. Very cool. Patricia Hogarty says, love Stubbs. Double B's, or is it Stubbs, S-T-U-B-S?
I'm going to do double B's.
Double B's.
Stubbs is the way we do it.
1980 says, I bet the black jug is leaking. Like, behind you. The paint, perhaps. It does not look to be leaking from here, but...
I bet you it's not leaking because it's empty.
I bet it's clogged.
Dave Jennings says, I loved the life-size cutout of you. Great job. Thumbs up as always.
Well, when we knew that I wasn't going to be in the booth much for how much I was teaching, it is minorly disruptive to operations to have people come up and say, is Alan here? Is Alan here?
Where's
Do you know
Alan?
when Alan's going to be here?
Where's Alan?
So just by having that cutout that says, teaching a class, be back soon, people know, and it was very appeasing to some people.
Kids take a picture with flat Alan.
Yes. And I actually had several people tell me, I don't need a picture with you this year, I got one with your cutout. They were perfectly happy with me being replaced by a cardboard cutout.
Mike Cherzanowski says, awesome. Mimi says, yes, the nature theme stuff was very neat. Anthony Saletti says, excellent presentation at Transworld 22.
Why, thank you, sir. We appreciate it. I was very happy with our display this year. It only makes me want to tweak it more for next year.
Meg Scarahant says, you had whole actors in plants, and Mothman was awesome. Al Matra Art says, any Transworld trends that surprised or inspired you?
Oh, I don't know about trends and other stuff. I really don't know.
You can see enough of the floor.
I don't get to see enough to know. Here's a surprise. We didn't sell one Mothman. No one bought a Mothman costume.
Mothman, I think, was probably our most photographed.
One of the most photographed costumes. I know that it brought people into the booth, but no one bought the Mothman costume. Now, someone did buy a static Mothman, but that's different.
Neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of people bought zombie snails that we expected them to fly.
Fewer
off the
zombie snails sold than I thought. Fewer.
Creative Deuce says, I need to watch Alan play with cardboard. Alan, I'll watch it, I promise. There's our quick video for Patreon. It's just you playing chess with flat Alan.
I just be bearing my soul to it, telling it my problems.
You're such a good listener.
Yeah. I was going to say something.
It's just a bunch of us like working with Flat Alan,
Yeah.
supervising.
Yeah.
Oh, so something that we're going to do with Patreon, and you don't even know this yet.
Ooh.
Our Patreon we consider like family, and you share things with family. So one of the things I want to share with our Patreon family is leftovers. So we have some Transworld leftovers.
Oh, I
And
was
we're
like,
going to do
sending
some
food.
giveaways. We're going to do some giveaways on Patreon, probably as soon as I can convince Stacy to do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because we have some things that just came back. 4 or 5 or 6 things that we will give away. What's today's date?
Today is the 30th, Wednesday, March 30th.
Yeah, so you figure out how we're going to give it away. Let's say there's going to be 6 things.
Okay,
You figure that out.
got it. 6 things we can have transfer on Patreon.
1980.
I know, he says 1980.
Oh.
Snails are always a slow mover.
That's actually really funny.
Brenda Bodman says, let's get to the important stuff. Did the mushrooms sell?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And here's what's funny about that. The mushrooms sold in spite of my efforts. Because how do we display the mushrooms? booth was full, booth was mostly done, and we threw them on top of a table in the corner. And still, people would look at the booth and go, "What's that?" And they would dig through and say, "We want this." I'm like, "You don't want that."
We didn't
want
even
this."
bring the blanks that we were going to bring
We
to
didn't.
have our thing.
No.
I found them in the bottom of that box.
But they sold really well, actually.
Mimi says, "Who needs therapy when you have flat Alan?" Mr. Jimmy says, "Really enjoyed my conversations with you and Rue this year. It was nice to talk with like-minded people."
It was very nice, actually.
Sean Regal says, "Leftovers, can't beat those." Melissa Sayre says, "Ooh, leftovers, yum."
Yes,
Tina
leftovers are
Kusiak
coming
says,
to
"Yay,
you.
leftovers." Patricia Hogarty says, "Yes, here." So that's patreon.com/Stiltbeast Studios.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you'd like some leftovers, come join us on Patreon.
How many people are watching now?
Let me go check. 62?
Would you do me a favor, Rue?
Mm-hmm.
Go to the booth building and grab a snail. Let's give a snail away tonight.
Alright,
Hey,
let's do
let's
it.
give away a snail.
How do you figure out how to give a snail away?
I do a
Stacey?
random number generator, usually.
But how do you pick the random? How do we number these people?
Oh gosh,
What's the number?
Because there's not 62 people commenting.
that's true.
What I
Well,
wanna
there's
know-
62 people. You could pick a number between 1 and 62 and
But then,
have them guess it. And if we have multiple correct guesses, then we do it again, elimination style.
that sounds a little weird.
I mean, you could ask it. I mean, like, I'm trying to think of, like,
That's true. I could have them pick a number between 1 and 62,
yeah.
and I would pick a number in my head,
Hmm.
and we would give them a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
Hold on. Patricia, are you here? Are you still watching?
She is. Just remember
Or
that I go, "Why, Patty? Thank you. Mind like a steel trap. You're welcome."
Patty? Okay. All right. So,
Alright, let me catch us up on comments while you figure out
Catch up
what
on
you're
comments.
doing. Brenda Bottom says, "I told you those mushrooms are fantastic." 1980 says, "You get a Mothman. You get a Mothman. You all get a Mothman." Jordan says, "So you didn't even want to sell the mushrooms?"
well, listen. Transworld is so overwhelming. And there's a certain, like, Sunday, I gave all the booth performers the day off. No one was in costume on Sunday. Now, Sunday's a short day anyway, but I said, go enjoy the show. Because we sold enough costumes, we never stopped taking orders, but we certainly slowed it down by not having anyone in costume. So, yes.
Melissa Lair says, "I'm making more mushrooms."
I sold enough stuff that I didn't need to force sell mushrooms.
Jordan says, "Probably a rusted steel trap." Makes your haunt says, "Snail." Creative Dude says, "YouTube says 48. Then again, YouTube is weird."
My
Samantha Black says, "I'm
YouTube
lurking."
right here, it says 65 watching now.
And mine says 63 and just refreshed.
Now mine says 64. So someone didn't like being called out apparently.
Apparently. Big Dan Tattooer says, "Can you buy a flat Allen on Stiltbeast?"
You cannot buy a flat Allen on Stiltbeast.
Brendan Podwin says, "Alias, say what comes in after there once was a girl bird named Gertrude McFuzz?"
Alexa, what comes after there once was a girl bird named Gertrude McFuzz?
I don't know that one.
There you
You don't
go.
know. You don't know.
Creative Dude says, "Sure, I'll cuddle with a zombie snail." Darken Drekon says, "You can have everyone who wants one make single word comment. The order they comment is the number they are."
Oh, well, see, then people come in the middle.
Yeah. Melissa Lair says, "I'm going to paint those mushrooms with UV reactive paint. I challenge anyone to use my guest bathroom without questioning their sobriety this year."
Hooray!
The Blackest Sheep says, "You can toss the names into a randomizer, but then I have to type all of the names in. There's a lot of people who are watching but aren't commenting." Samantha Black says, "I'm lurking." Body Geek says, "I'm awake again." 1980 says, "Are the mushrooms for recreation?"
Well, everything is a recreation if you have the right attitude.
Makes Kira says, "Sometimes you fall in love with a creation that you don't want to sell."
But yeah, this is the zombie snail. We're going to give away this zombie snail.
Miss Joni's Garden says, "I could use a snail in the garden."
So, here's how it's going to work.
Alright, as of right this second, I guess people heard us. Resurrect Costume says, "This will be fun with the lag." Mimi says, "I love the zombie snail." There are 68 watching by
do this
mine.
super
Just jumped up to 69.
Mine's, what's that, Drew?
Oh no, we can't because what if somebody has like? Never mind.
Yeah. So the lag is rough. There's 69.
You were going to say something like, the first one to type in the word avocado
Yeah.
gets it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Black Sheep says, I have a witch-themed haunt. I would love a snail or a shroom for my bog witch area. Brenda Bottom says, I love the puppet.
These are fun. But also though, this is going to sound weird. We had so many cool things in the booth. If we had a booth of just these, like 3 or 4 hand puppets that we had, we would have sold a bunch of them. But we had these, we had masks, we had stilt costumes, we had a lot of different things. So, yes.
Guys, it's not avocado.
Yeah, they just like typing, they're used to typing
They
avocado.
do. They are used
And
to.
that's why I said the word avocado. All right, but we'll be giving away this snail, and it says 69 people are watching right now.
That's what I've got to.
I am going to think of a number, but how do we know if they guess twice? Like, see, because they could put in like a number, let 10 people go, put in another number.
I'll confirm. If you enter twice, you're disqualified.
If you
Boom.
if you enter a number twice, you are disqualified. So this should not affect lag, and we're going to give it 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like right now, my clock says 9:41. I will say start guessing numbers at 9:42. All right. I will say start putting down numbers at 9:42.
So a number between 1 and 69.
And at between 1 and 69. And I don't make it up. Like that's what it says.
My number.
Dave Oppinger says, I'm sorry for not commenting. I come here to learn how Alan does his great work.
It's okay,
No
but you
worries.
should comment now because you're going to want to comment a number, one time. If you double comment numbers, like if you post 2 numbers or whatever, then you'll be disqualified. But this is very simple. It's a guess the number to the number in my head. It is 9:42. Don't write it out, put in the numbers. Guess a number between 1 and 69. I'm going to write down my number over here.
Yeah.
What?
All right.
That's
The guesses are rolling in. If we have multiple winners, we will do a guess off between those winners.
And then we're going to let this go for 10 minutes. All right? That will fix. Is 10 minutes too long?
Maybe 5 minutes.
5 minutes should fix any lag. We're going to give it 5 minutes.
Now remember, if you put more than one number in, you're going to be disqualified.
Right.
So if somebody else has your number, don't worry about it.
Yeah. If you both have the same number, I'll have the 2 of you do a similar runoff. You know what? If more than one person guesses it, we'll just give out more than one thing.
Oh, good God.
That
Okay.
we'll just give out.
Okay.
I'll give you something.
Okay.
I might have enough snails. You never know.
We'll see.
We have a few.
It's all fun and games till you don't have enough snails.
All right. Set our timer. At this point, we're
Alexa, countdown 4 minutes. 'Cause now it's 9:40.
4 minutes, starting now.
Yeah. Now it's weird. 'Cause
No, it's not bad. We're just going to go ahead and remind everybody what we're doing. We're giving away a zombie snail.
we are giving away a zombie snail.
Alan has guessed a number between 1 and 69. And if you guess that number, you will win the zombie snail. Please only guess once. If you
If you guess more than once, we will disqualify you just because. See, what's funny is, like, my fingers are in there, and I'm like, why isn't this, because it's reversed. So I have a hard time. I want this eye to move. I want this eye to move. I want this eye to move.
catch up on our comments from previously.
I love this little guy. I don't want to give him away.
It's too late.
have another
Caroline Boland says, loved the gnome costume and meeting you all at Transworld.
Thank you.
Custom Corpses says, what are you doing tonight? Who are you? I assume it was, how are you doing tonight, guys? How was Transworld?
We are doing great. Custom Corpses. Transworld was wonderful.
Many
We are
people
doing
like the
things.
snail.
Rue is working.
I'm
Yeah,
actually
Rue's actually
working.
working. I'm working too. This is just
I am demoing a snail.
Black as Sheep says my first Transworld. I got to meet two of my favorite people, and I got your plant.
Hooray!
That's awesome.
Yes, so we made little plants for the Transworld Tribute store. And it was really nice seeing how those were received and how people enjoyed them. Apparently they sold out pretty fast, a couple hours. And we made 50 for the Tribute store.
I'm just over here coding my
Custom courses. Yeah, how are you doing it?
Go to Room Cam and then you can see
Room
Rue
Cam.
polishing his troll in the background.
Ooh, ah.
Ooh. Ah.
All right, we still have a couple of minutes left to guess your number between 1 and 69 to win this zombie snail.
You're gonna win a
Please.
zombie. You're gonna win a zombie. You're gonna win a zombie snail.
Brenda Bob says, I love that little bit too.
Alan's
Don't give him
got
away,
skipping.
send him to me for safekeeping for you. Yeah, that'll work. I'll babysit your
Well,
zombie snail.
Brenda, I remembered that you are not. You give here, not on Patreon, so I wanted to make sure that you had a chance to get something.
That's true.
So
Black Sheep says, I was in that line at 7 a.m. to get one.
you have a wow. Okay, awesome.
Do you know
They did go fast.
Everybody has a 1 in 69%.
chance? Something like that. Listen,
They
English
have a
major.
1 in 69 chance. I don't have to say the word percent.
Yeah.
You have a 1 in 69 chance of winning your own. And honestly, it's more than that because 2 people could guess the right number.
That's right. Reese's Lovely Thoughts sent us all of the zombie snail emojis.
That's a lot of zombie snail emojis.
Jordan Bunce says hello. Ron Shep says polishing your troll. Is that what the kids are calling it these days?
Indeed, indeed.
Resurrect
you don't
Costumes
wanna know what I had to
asks,
do before
Alan,
the
did
show
our mask
started.
project finish?
99.9. It'll finish and out tomorrow. That is the battle plan.
1980.
Everyone in the room is sick of working on that.
Samantha Black
for
says,
a
did the Stiltbeast crew do anything fun outside of Transworld?
I don't have fun. Like that's not what I do.
The crew, on the other hand.
Many of them went to City Museum.
That's
that
right.
was fun.
You came out and had fun, Alan.
I went to the Mixer on Wednesday. On Saturday, we all went to the costume ball. Oh, it's time.
Alright, it's time.
Alexa, stop. What if no one guessed them?
If no one guessed it, we will.
We'll do closest to it.
Closest to it. Alright, so, drum roll please.
Closest to it, above or below.
Below.
Closest to it, period.
Closest to
to
it.
without going over.
Closest to it without going over, so.
Okay, thanks.
We'll go
I
for
figured-
Price is Right rules.
I did get a Bob Barker t-shirt.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're no longer accepting any numbers. Should I just say the number?
Just say the number. I will check the list.
The number that I picked in my head was 19. 19 was the number that I picked. And now Stacy does me.
Should've wrote it down.
Body Geeks guessed 18.
Body Geeks guessed 18,
Mm-hmm.
and I do have 19 written down. I wrote it down right here.
Alright, it looks like Body Geeks is our closest without going over.
Did anyone do 20?
Crips did 20.
Crips did 20. Okay.
You could say the without going over thing though, before we
We did.
established.
Any other 20s or any other 18s or 19s?
No. Body Geeks at
What
18.
a weird number. 19?
Was there a second snail back there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Crips 20.
And Body Geeks 18.
Crips 20. Body Geeks 18.
Okay. So, I'm gonna say, because they were both off by 1,
Mm-hmm.
Body Geeks and Crips have both won a zombie snail. So, Crips, please message us.
Or shoot us an email.
Yeah.
Stilt.
Yeah, you know what though? It's still off by 1, so I'm not worried about the over. I'm not. I'm just going to say it's
at
fine.
gmail.com.
Stiltbeast Studios at gmail.com. Email us, Crypts and Body Geeks, your address, and we will get Zombie Snail out to you. They're both painted the exact same.
Brenda Bodwin says, wouldn't that zombie snail be great slamming through a hole in a black sheet to hand out Halloween candy to kids for trick or treat?
It would. You would just vomit out the candy.
Big Dan Tattooer says, do you still have the zombie snail button?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Do we?
Yeah.
I don't see it.
I was given a zombie snail button
Oh, okay.
on my hoodie.
Okay.
And maybe
Different
that's
kind of
what-
buttons, not the
But I don't have the button on that set up yet.
Darken Drekken says, Stacy and Lucifer. Hello.
Yes.
Melissa Lair says, I was cracking up at John. The Black as Sheep says, your plant will be in my Bogwitch setup this year. Richard Clark asks, are you taking any more costume orders?
I believe that we still are, but we're saying that they're not going to get out until mid-June.
Resurrect Costume says, thanks everyone for the mask project. You're welcome. Melissa Lair says, the costume ball was a blast. Mario says, a dreaming good morning, y'all.
So all of the new Transworld stuff will be on the website very shortly. It's just a matter of getting pictures of it, and there's such a flood of new merchandise that it does take a little while to get it up on the site.
1980s. He's always thinking of 1980.
Give us a couple of weeks, and everything will be up on the website. Or just harass my wife directly. She loves that.
Yep. So that was, you were answering the Black as Sheep on how to just buy one?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you not ask me that?
No.
Okay.
Body Geek says, I was trying to remember how many years you were married.
Oh, 18 years? I think it's 18 years.
Which is what Body Geeks guessed, so good job, Body Geeks.
Yeah, it's we were married in November of 04.
Caroline Boland says, the costume ball was a blast.
I worked on things earlier, and I kind of just talked all through this. Rue is polishing his troll in the background. Don't forget his teeth.
that one.
And maybe I'll get another coat on the cave troll before I go to the house.
Custom Corpses asked if you're working on anything tonight.
Probably
Body
do
Geek
that
says, oh, the
second
lagging
week.
on my side is so suspenseful. Sorry, Body Geeks. Reese's Lovely Thoughts says, any future projects that you can share with us?
I'm gonna make a lot of gnomes.
So many gnomes.
So many gnomes.
So the Monster Museum is coming up. Probably the next time we're live, you're going to see us working on Monster Museum stuff. It'll be like Transworld never happened, and that's a little weird. But that's our first deadline coming up, and then we're working on things in the background for Transworld. Like, we sold some costumes that we didn't bring to the show, so I haven't digitized those patterns yet for the laser. So now we're working on the Apocalypse coat right now and getting that put in the laser. So, yeah.
Samantha Black asks, when's the next Monster Camp?
That is a wife question, but I know that we talked about dates, and she is going to post them. They go to Patreon first. They get a chance to buy first, and then they go to the Stiltbeast Creepers on Facebook. I think we announced them there
I
first.
think there is a specifically Monster Camp like mailing list.
I don't think there's a mailing list.
Oh, not anymore?
She does not do that.
Okay.
No.
Alright, well, in that case, yes, Creepers second.
Yeah, the Creepers and the Stiltbeast page on Facebook. Follow one of those, and then it'll be on our website on a pop-up window when the Monster Camp dates are.
1980 says, no teeth during a troll polish.
You can't always forget the teeth.
1980.
Don't forget the teeth.
Black as Sheep says, so are you making anything for the tribute store for the next Transworld?
They have not asked me yet, and if I know them, they won't ask me until 3 weeks before.
Yeah. No.
Shannon says, next Monster Camp is coming. One in May, one in June. Stay tuned, announcing very fast.
Wow.
Body
Very
Geek
fast.
says, awesomeness, thank you. Brenda Bodwin asks, what is Monster Camp?
So Monster Camp is something that we do actually here in the shop, where it is we're making a mask. I think the next two we have are half mask classes coming up, and you come in and you start sculpting Friday morning. You come to the shop. It's like eight students come to the shop. We sculpt Friday. all day. And then Saturday we make a mold of it. We clean out the mold. We pour it up on Saturday. And then Sunday
Hatching
morning
day.
is hatching day. We pull the mask out of the mold, and you guys get to paint it and hair it and do everything you want to do to the mask to get it done. And that is Monster Camp. You come here and you make a mask with us in the shop in a weekend. It is a lot of work and it's a lot of fun.
The Blackest Sheep says that's lame. I hope they ask you in advance. Big Dan Tattooer says I'm going to be making a zombie Muppet. Do you think dipping a foam puppet head in mask latex would work to give it a skin look?
No. The problem is that the foam is so absorbent. What I would highly recommend is you spray down, you want to seal your couch foam, seal that foam with a spray adhesive like Super 77, and that's going to make a skin layer on the top. Let that dry, and then once that dries, then you can stipple latex on top of it, because if you just do latex, it's going to soak into that foam. It'll ruin the movement of it, and it'll make it super heavy and weird.
Thank you, Shannon, for the link to the Stiltbeast Studios Monster Camp.
Yeah, that's Monster Camp.
Mimi says, heading out. Good night, all. Good
We're
night.
going to actually head out shortly, too, because it's almost 10 o'clock. This has been a very weird live, where I didn't do anything except talk to you and play with a puppet. I just played with my snail on YouTube all night. While Rue polished his troll.
But we missed you guys, and we didn't want
Yes.
to be away any longer.
We went live because we should go live. I'm sorry it's not the live that you're used to, and we'll be making things the next time. So many things.
Brenda Bodman says, I think I'd rather pay you to make me a mask.
Well, some people do have that attitude, but normally Shannon cooks, and some people come to Monster Camp just to pet the dogs and have Shannon food. But I still make them make a mask. Yeah.
The Blackest Sheep says, wow.
Nobody rides for free.
Big Dan Tattooer says, thanks, Alan.
Of course, sir. Anytime.
Tina Bodern says, you all have been missed. Greyhouse Haunt says, it was a good live.
Well, it was just a chatty live, and look at me playing with someone else's snail.
Grr, arg.
Once again, if you have any photos of Rue blood or alien blood,
Or any of the Transworld.
want any of the booth, any of the costumes, any of the stuff, we want to see your photos.
The
Yeah.
Blackest Sheep says, I love this live, and you should do it more often. We love talking to you.
This was kind of a Ask Me Anything live, I guess.
Yeah, I
Is that
love
what you
it.
called it?
Yeah, an AMA. I think, honestly, I don't remember. A live chat.
Yeah.
Caroline Boland says, happy I was able to snag a plant and bear mask. I love them both.
Hooray!
Halloween Live says, this was a fun live. Nice to do something different sometimes.
Yeah.
Reese's Lovely Thoughts says, welcome back. Thank you for the live.
All right. So you guys are awesome. I think we're gonna go to room cam so you guys can both say goodnight. Say goodnight, Stacy.
Good night.
Say goodnight, Rue.
Good night, Rue.
And you have all the buttons.
I do have all the
So
Ever.
you guys are awesome. Get enough rest. I don't think we get enough rest. Make sure you get enough rest. I'm gonna try and get enough rest. You guys are awesome. Have a great night. Thanks for watching. Go make stuff.
Go back stuff.